Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Abraham Lincoln penny coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today's video will definitely catch your attention. We're diving into the fascinating world of US coins, and specifically, we're going to talk about a particular 1-cent coin from 1979. Now, at first glance, a single cent might seem like just another penny, but this particular coin could be worth far more than you might think. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Let's take a moment to step back in time. The year 1979 was quite an interesting one in the history of the United States. Jimmy Carter was in the White House, the country was experiencing economic challenges, and the world was changing rapidly. At this point, the U.S. Mint was continuing to produce millions of coins, including the familiar 1-cent piece. Little did anyone know, some of these coins would become rare collector's items that would fetch incredible prices in the future. That's where the 1979 1-cent coin comes into play. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so special. The 1979 penny, when struck under the right conditions, can be highly valuable due to a few unique characteristics. For one, it was a year when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different minting processes. As a result, some coins from this year were produced with subtle errors that collectors love. These minting errors aren't just random, they can include things like double strikes or misalignments, and these are the kinds of features that make certain coins from 1979 extremely sought after. The fact that it's a penny makes it even more interesting. Most of us have seen hundreds, if not thousands, of pennies in our lifetimes, but finding one in perfect condition or one with a unique error is like finding a needle in a haystack. Even if a coin has been circulated and used for many years, the ones that are still in excellent condition are incredibly valuable. Remember, it's all about the state of preservation. Coins that are pristine, with minimal wear, are the ones that grab the attention of serious collectors. If you're wondering about the actual worth of a 1979 penny, it all comes down to condition, rarity, and those special minting errors. A coin in average condition might only be worth just a few cents. But, and this is the exciting part, if you have a rare one, say, a 1979 penny with a noticeable error or a coin that has been kept in perfect, uncirculated condition, its value can soar. And now, for the big reveal, how much could a rare 1979 penny be worth today? If you happen to have one of these incredibly rare pennies, or if you're lucky enough to find one in your collection, it could be worth an eye-popping $72,000. Yes, you heard that right, $72,000 for a single penny. It's amazing how something as small and simple as a 1-cent coin can hold so much value. So, if you have a 1979 penny lying around, it might just be time to take another look. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune. Top 2. I've got something truly exciting to share with you. If you've ever wondered how much a simple penny could be worth, get ready for a surprising discovery. We're diving into the history and value of a US 1-cent coin from 1976. At first glance, this might seem like just another penny from the 70s, but trust me, there's far more to this little coin than meets the eye. Let's rewind to 1976. It was a monumental year in the United States, as the country celebrated its Bicentennial, the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. This year, the U.S. Mint issued a special series of coins to commemorate the occasion, including a redesigned 1-cent coin. If you've ever held a penny from 1976, you've probably noticed that it looks a little different from other years. Instead of the traditional Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse, the 1976 penny features a special bicentennial design with a 13-star motif around the perimeter. This was a nod to the original 13 colonies and the start of America's journey to independence. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While many of these bicentennial coins were produced in large numbers, some 1976 pennies, particularly those with unique minting errors or those that were kept in pristine condition, have become rare and incredibly valuable. Because of their connection to such an important historical milestone, these coins have gained significant attention from collectors. But what really drives their value up is their condition. As you probably know, coins that have been circulated for years often show signs of wear and tear. However, if you happen to find a 1976 penny that has been carefully stored away, in mint or near mint condition, its value could be much higher than you might expect. And for those rare 1976 pennies that feature minting errors, such as double strikes, misalignments, or other imperfections, those can be worth an absolute fortune. So, how much can a rare 1976 penny really fetch? If you have one of these elusive coins in perfect condition, or better yet, one with a significant error, you could be looking at an incredible windfall. Are you ready for this? Hold on tight, because that little penny could be worth a stunning $77,000, yes, you heard that correctly, $77,000 for a single 1976 penny. It's incredible how something so small and seemingly ordinary can hold such immense value, especially when it's part of a historic moment in time. So, if you've got any 1976 pennies lying around, it might just be time to dig them out and take a closer look. You could be holding onto a treasure worth a small fortune. Top 3. This video is going to blow your mind, especially if you love hunting for rare treasures hidden in plain sight. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1975, and I promise you, this penny is not as ordinary as it may seem. In fact, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's take a trip back in time to 1975. It was a year full of change in the United States, politically, socially, and economically. While the country was still recovering from the turbulent 1960s and early 70s, many important milestones were on the horizon. In the world of coins, the U.S. Mint was continuing to produce millions of pennies each year, and the 1975 penny was no exception. It featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, but it was business as usual for most of these coins, right? Not exactly, you see. While millions of 1975 pennies were minted, some of these coins were struck under special conditions or with subtle errors that collectors now go wild over. But here's the kicker, the 1975 penny, especially those in pristine condition or with a rare minting error, can be a collector's dream and have a staggering price tag. What makes this particular penny so fascinating is that it's not just about the year, it's all about condition, rarity, and any imperfections that might have occurred during the minting process. The 1975 penny is often overlooked because there are plenty of them still floating around. However, finding one in flawless, uncirculated condition is incredibly rare. And if you happen to find one with a minting error, such as a double die or a misaligned strike, then you've found yourself something truly special. But don't be fooled by the simple appearance of the penny. A coin like this is more than just metal, it's a piece of American history. Over the years, collectors have become obsessed with coins from specific years that either feature rare minting mistakes or are simply so well preserved that they become highly coveted. Now, you're probably wondering, just how much could a 1975 penny be worth? Well, if you've got a 1975 penny that's been well preserved, or better yet, a coin that has a noticeable minting error, you might be sitting on a small fortune. The value of one of these rare pennies can be absolutely jaw-dropping, and here's the big reveal, that 1975 penny could be worth an incredible $78,000, yes, that's right, $78,000 for a single 1975 penny. It's hard to believe, but it's true. So, if you have any 1975 pennies lying around in your coin jar or collection, now might be the perfect time to take a closer look. It could be worth more than you ever imagined. Top 4, we're about to talk about a seemingly ordinary coin that could be hiding a small fortune. Yes, we're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1973. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, what's so special about that? Well, stick around because you'll be amazed at how much value this little coin can hold. Let's take a look at the year 1973. It was a time of great change in America. The country was in the midst of a post-Vietnam era, with a new energy in the air as people looked toward the future. On the coin front, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies every year, including the 1973 1-cent coin. Like many other years, the design featured the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, but what sets the 1973 penny apart isn't just its design, it's the rarity and potential value of certain pieces from that year. Here's the catch: while most of these pennies were circulated widely, some of them have become incredibly valuable. How? Well, it all comes down to two things: condition and rarity. Like with most coins, a well-preserved 1973 penny, especially one that's been carefully stored and kept in pristine condition, is far more valuable than one that has been worn down from years of use. But that's not all. Some of these pennies were struck with errors during the minting process, making them even rarer and more desirable for collectors. For instance, some 1973 pennies were struck off-center or with double strikes, leading to unique variations that are highly sought after in the numismatic world. These minting errors are incredibly rare and add a level of intrigue to the coin story, making it even more valuable to collectors who are constantly on the lookout for those unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. Now, you're probably wondering just how much a 1973 penny could be worth. The answer will surely surprise you. If you have one of these rare, well-preserved pennies, or even better, a penny with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin that's worth far more than its face value. In fact, that 1973 penny could be worth an astounding $79,000, yes, you heard that correctly, $79,000 for a single penny. It's amazing to think how a coin that was once used for everyday transactions could now fetch such an impressive price. So, if you've got a 1973 penny in your collection or maybe buried in a jar somewhere, it's definitely worth taking a second look. You could be holding onto something worth a small fortune. Top 5 and last coin, we're going to explore a US coin from 1978 that might make you rethink everything you know about pocket change. The 1978 1-cent coin could be worth much more than its face value, and in fact, it could be worth a small fortune to the right collector. Let's take a quick trip back to 1978. The US was going through some interesting times. From the rise of the personal computer to the early days of pop culture icons like disco, 1978 was a year full of change. The US Mint was still producing billions of pennies, including the familiar Lincoln cent that featured Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front. The reverse side still showcased the iconic Lincoln Memorial. It was just another year of minting billions of these copper-plated coins for everyday use. But little did anyone know, some of those pennies from 1978 would become highly sought after by collectors decades later. So, what makes the 1978 penny so special? Like many other years, most 1978 pennies are still in circulation today, but it's the ones that were carefully preserved or struck with unique minting errors that hold the real value. Let's be honest, most pennies you find in your pocket or jar probably won't be worth much. However, there are those rare gems that are worth far more than a single cent. And some of the 1978 pennies, especially those in excellent, uncirculated condition, are becoming harder and harder to find. What makes these particular pennies even more interesting is the possibility of minting errors. Some 1978 pennies were struck with double dies, misaligned designs, or other imperfections that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. These error coins are highly coveted, and the rarity of finding one of these unique pennies drives their price up. But even if your 1978 penny doesn't have a minting error, if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can still fetch a premium. Now, let's talk about the real surprise. How much can a 1978 penny be worth? Are you ready for this? If you have one of these rare, well-preserved pennies, or better yet, a penny with a minting error, you could be sitting on something worth an unbelievable $74,000. Yes, you heard that right, $74,000 for a single 1978 penny. Imagine finding one of these hidden in a box of old coins or stashed away in a drawer. It's incredible to think that something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny could carry so much value. So, next time you find a 1978 penny, take a closer look. It might just be the coin that turns your collection into a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Who knows what rare gems are waiting for you to find.